Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. It's April 3rd, 2022. We're glad you can join us, and we have a wonderful show this evening for you. And in addition to that, we're going to be celebrating Sonny Oakes' 85th birthday this evening. I guess we'll have a virtual cake with the virtual deli platter later. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll get to it. Tonight, I'd like to announce our performers list for starters. Well, let's back up. I want to thank a couple people that are behind the scenes, very important in presenting these concerts. Jerry Kornbluth and Andrea Klowski are website designers and hosts. Also on the sound tonight, Brandon O'Sullivan and Greg Greenway. Hi, guys. Glad to have you with us. And on behalf of my co-producer, Raymond Misek, and myself, we are the co-producers of Record. And also our MCs tonight will be Christine Lavin and Sonny Oakes, the birthday girl. Tonight we have a great lineup for you, starting with Paul Kaplan and the Neils, Chuck Brodsky making his, actually all three of these people are making their first appearances with us tonight. Paul Kaplan, the Neils, Chuck Brodsky, Tret Fure, Edmar Castaneda, Annie Wenz also making her debut with us tonight. And hi, Annie, just left your house about 3 hours ago. We played a concert last night in Fort Myers, Florida together. Tom Prasado Rao, who's one of our favorite songwriters, and certainly one of my favorite songwriters on the planet, will be joining us a little later. Kristen Maxwell will be here making her first appearance in the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. And Robin Batteau, who has migrated up and down the East Coast, hitting various couches along the way, will be with us a little later on. And Howard Levy, the Grammy-winning keyboard player, harmonica player, and one of the finest musicians on the planet, will be along later on. The Greenwich Village Folk Festival is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We do not ask for any payment to watch the show tonight. However, if you can donate anything, it's very much appreciated. Almost all of it goes to the musicians at the end of the concert, and we like to be able to help everybody out. The links to do so are pretty easy to find. They are at on our Facebook page. We're streaming to Facebook, and also we're streaming to YouTube and to GreenwichVillageFolkFestival.org. I believe that there are links on all three of those pages, and on Facebook I know there are two links. One is quite a bit longer and one much shorter. The longer one is preferable because they don't take any fees out of that. That is our official nonprofit donation link. And we thank you kindly for tuning in. If you are on Facebook, or for that matter on YouTube, and I don't know if you can do it from our site, perhaps you can. If you want to share it to your own Facebook pages, or in any other way that you can increase the number of people who find it available, please do so. We encourage it. You not only have our permission, but our encouragement to do so. And with that in mind, I'd like to introduce our MCs, Sonny Oakes. Hi, Sonny. You there? And Christine Lavin, who'll be steering us through the concert tonight. And
hey, Rod, I love your shirt.
You like my shirt? My kids gave me this. Yeah.
Can you show it to the audience?
Yes, it's Star Wars.
I bottom. Can't see the bottom.
Well, you got to see the bottom. Yes, there it is. Pull up your shirt, Rod. It's kind of fun. And so that's, I think, pretty much the opening remarks. If I forgot anything, I assume oh no, wait a minute. I did want to do one other thing. Because it's Sonny's birthday, quite a few of her fellow folk GJs have sent greetings And I thought that we don't have time to read them all, but I'll mention a couple of people who've written in. Sue Kessel from WNUR in Chicago writes, a very, 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 in capital letters, happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Carrie Estrin of the Consulting and Radio Promotion group in Nashville said, Sonny, you're 85 years strong, lots of wisdom, grit and humor that goes with it too. You and your work are an inspiration to many. And isn't that the truth? Gene at KBCS, Gene Geiger from Folk Sounds on KBCS in Bellevue, Washington, the Seattle suburbs, says, please wish her happy birthday from me. Okay to read on air. Well, there you go, Gene. We'll do a handful of these later on, but for now, let's get to the music. I guess I should know this, but I don't know who's starting off tonight. Christine? Sonny?
No, Sonny.
Okay. You know, 50-50 and I get it wrong every month. Well, Sonny, let me say that in addition to being our birthday celebrant today, those of you folks out there who are familiar with Sonny Oakes' work through the years probably don't need to hear this, but since I've got an opportunity, let me just say how special it is to have you join us here and how much we love you, Sonny, and value your participation and friendship. Sonny has, through the years, virtually adopted many musicians, psychically or otherwise, and taught us all how to keep on going with a lot of grace and a lot of what's the word? Perseverance, I think, is a good word. And also not to give up at all on the ideals that many of us have brought to our music through the years. It isn't always commercially rewarded if you have a strong point of view about anything going on out there, but commercial reward isn't really what we're about here at the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. But we do love the music that we present and are very proud to have these wonderful artists with us and to have you with us, Sonny. How you doing? You there?
I am here, Rod. Can you hear me?
Good to go? Yep, I hear you fine.
Okay.
How
Well,
you doing? You celebrating?
I'm celebrating. I'll be celebrating all month because my kids are coming at various times to come and visit for my birthday. So it should be interesting. Anyhow, I want to get on with the show here. Thank you so much for everything you said and for being my friend for so many years. And now I would like to introduce a gentleman. I don't remember when I didn't know this guy. I know that he was living in Manhattan, and then at some point he moved up to Vermont and became a teacher. And the interesting story is that back in 1982, he put out an album, and the album is, it's probably you see it backwards, but it's Paul Kaplan, Life on This Planet. And if you think about it, that's exactly 40 years ago he put that album out. And it's funny, my favorite song on that album is a song that's a love song, and I never play love songs on my show, but for some reason this particular song grabbed me. And this song was called We Shall Stay Here. And guess what? 2021, and now it's 40 years now. Guess what he does? He puts out a CD, and what does he call it? We Shall Stay Here. Out of all the songs, that's the one he picked for the title of his new CD. He's just a marvelous guy, and the thing that I wanted to tell Rod is guess who plays bass on both of those, the record and the CD? Your buddy, Mark Dan. You see, he's gone out to other people as well. So without further ado, let's let Paul show us what he can do. He's still a great performer and a songwriter and a wonderful person. Paul Kaplan.
Well, thank you so much, Sonny. I'll try to live up to all those wonderful words. So great to be here. I feel like such an honor opening for all these amazing musicians. I'm going to actually... I want to say I'm really so happy to be back in Greenwich Village, where I spent some really wonderful times back in the 70s and especially in the 80s. And beyond that, I wanted to say, I wrote it all down because I don't want to forget any of this. I actually wrote a song for tonight, for this occasion, and it's based on those memories I have. And it's basically centered around the intersection of Bleecker and McDougal Streets, which many of you know well. It's kind of a history lesson, this song, and I just retired after 30 years as a music teacher, so I can't help preaching a little bit. If there'll be a lot of names mentioned in the song. If you don't know all of them, and most of you won't, but know that they're all important in the history of Greenwich Village. And if I left, I know I left out a lot of important people, some of whom are on this screen right here tonight. Forgive me, but I want to get 3 songs in. I only have 15 minutes. So, and if you see my eyes darting around, it's because I put the lyrics up there. And not that my eyes don't dart around anyway, but I have the lyrics up there. So here goes the song, and I hope you like it. No one else has heard this before. Nothing could be bleaker than McDougal. To see it now, well, it's a crying shame. The rents have gone sky high, we've watched the music die. Greenwich Village will never be the same. Going down the stairs to step into the gaslight, there was magic in that unassuming space. We were tapping with our shoes to Fred McDowell's blues after Bonnie Raitt had opened up with Freebo on the bass. In the background, I could hear the sweetest echoes of the ones who'd brought their genius to that room. Odetta Dillon, Paxton Oakes, and all the other folks. Their voices still were ringing from that 60s sonic boom. Nothing could be bleaker than McDougal. To see it now, well, it's a crying shame. The rents have gone sky high, we've watched the music die. Greenwich Village will never be the same. Then another time, another generation, we set up a music co-op down the street. Angie Page and Jack Hardy took us to that party, and we all made lifelong friends from the people we would meet. Nothing could be bleaker than McDougal. To see it now, well, it's a crying shame. The rents have gone sky high, we've watched the music die. Greenwich Village will never be the same. Now the Gaslight and Speakeasy are but memories. Dave Van Ronk and many more have left us here. Now the bottom line is gone, Folk City has moved on, and nobody gets live music with their $14 beer. Nothing could be bleaker than McDougal, and the bitter end is just around the corner. The rents up on sky high, we've watched music die, but you can dry your eyes, my fellow mourner. For you see, we all are meeting here together, and together we will keep the light alive. For our village is a place outside of time and space, and with every song we're making sure it always will survive. Nothing could be bleaker than McDougal, but brighter days are coming, I proclaim. In person or online, we'll make this village shine. The Greenwich Village will never be the same. In person or online, we'll make make this village shine. The Greenwich Village will never be the same. All right. So back over, and I can see you better now. I'm grabbing a different guitar just to save time cabling and tuning. This is my 96-year-old Martin. No, I didn't buy it new. I'll do a love song here. It's called If I Had Half an Acre. Sorry. If I had half an acre, I would build a little house with floors of terracotta and windows facing south. I would plant a garden full of food and flowers too. If I had half an acre, I would build a life with you. If I had half an acre, I would never ask for more than just to see you greet me when I walked in the door. I don't need a mansion with $1 million view. If I had half an acre, I would build a life with you. I would cook you breakfast and put the honey in your tea. Maybe we could raise some children to keep us company. What's the use of riches when you're living all alone? A pocket full of diamonds is just a pile of stones. Every day's a treasure when you have a love that's true. If I had half an acre, I would build a life with you. Every day's a treasure when you have a love that's true. If I had half an acre, I would build a life with you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so for my final song, this is one celebrating the beginning of the baseball season, which will be this week. And I've always been a baseball fan, a Phillies fan, just like Chuck Brodsky, and other people who were born around Philadelphia. So this is a song about the first game, that Jackie Robinson played in the minor leagues in 1946. And it concerns him and the guy who was in the lineup after him. Several of the Dodgers didn't want to be after him, and this guy said, sure, no problem. George Shuba said, I'll go after him in the lineup. And what happened when Jackie hit a home run in his second time up, and nobody knew if, well, you'll hear the story. So it's called Welcome Home. And at the end, whoever is coming in to, I'll have to wait a second because I want to talk a couple lines at the very, very end. But the part for you, if you feel like singing along, of course, staying muted, is when I sing Welcome Home, you sing Welcome Home. That's all there is to it. Let's tune the B string. On the 18th of April 1946, it was opening day for the Royals. And young Jackie Robinson stood at the plate in his first game on minor league soil. With two men on base, he stared at the mound. The fastball came in, his bat flew around. While circling the bases, 3 runs with 1 blow, Jackie hoped now his team would respect him. But a voice in his head kept on telling him no, as a Negro they'd never accept him. Approaching the plate, he broke out in a grin, for there stood a teammate to usher him in. Here we go. Welcome home, come home, welcome home, Mr. Jackie Robinson. Welcome, welcome home again. Welcome home, welcome home, Mr. Jackie Robinson. Welcome, welcome home. It was George Shuba waiting, his right hand outstretched. Jackie held out his own and George took it. A moment of grace for the whole human race as George gripped Jackie's hand and then shook it. A natural reaction, a man to a man. Someone hits a homer, you hold out your hand. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, Mr. Jackie Robinson. Welcome, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, Mr. Jackie Robinson. Welcome, welcome home. In George Shuba's living room, only one photo is hung from his days as a player. It's not the World Series home run he is proudest of now that he's older and grayer. It's minor league Shuba in front of the crowd, and his body language is shouting out loud. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, Mr. Jackie Robinson. Welcome, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, Mr. Jackie Robinson. Welcome, welcome home.
Oh,
Thank you. So there's a picture of the event, and that's a poster that I got from George Shuba. That after I sent him the song, it says, "To Paul Kaplan, welcome home." What's it say? Thanks for the song, George Shotgun Shuba. And his son actually sent me that. And then a great thing happened last July where they put up a statue of exactly this scene that you're seeing behind me, of the two of them shaking hands. And I got to go and watch the unveiling, standing right next to Chuck Brodsky. And you'll hear more from him about this later. So that's the story of Welcome Home. And I feel welcome home. And thanks so much for inviting me back to Greenwich Village. So over and out.
Oh, wait, Paul, I wanted to ask you, you're doing the Pioneer Valley songwriting swap every month?
Well, it's a song and story swap that I'm the host of. Yeah.
Yeah, and when is your
that's
next
the first
one?
Saturday. It's May 7th. It's always at 7 o'clock on the first Saturday, and we have a special guest after we do a sort of a round robin of stories and songs, and the theme will be heartbreak. And the people who are our guests are Lynn Hardy and Ruthie Unker. Lynn used to be part of the Rude Girls. She's Ruthie's mom, and Ruthie's dad is Jay Unker, and she was in the Mammals. And so they'll be our special guests. And we've been, being online, it's been we've been able to stretch out and have people who normally just couldn't come to Amherst, Massachusetts.
Yeah, I highly recommend it to other singer-songwriters. It's a very high level of songwriting that you showcase every month.
Oh, thank you.
And by the way, Paul, you played on my first studio record. You played on the song I wrote about the Rolling Thunder Review.
Yeah,
And that was also because of Mark Dan.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Dan did so much to connect performers way back then, and he's still doing it now.
Yeah. That was really fun. I was honored to do that. That was so nice.
Well, thank you. You sound as good as ever. You have the most beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, I'll mute it right now.
So our next performers are sisters. Their names are Narissa and Katrina, and there's nothing like the harmony that sisters can get with each other. And they have, believe it or not, they now have 20 albums out. April 30th, they'll be at Club Passim. Way in the fall, October 1st, they'll be at the Iron Horse. And Monday nights, they stream live from their studio on YouTube and Facebook. And to just brag a little bit about them, their latest album, November, was chosen as one of the best albums of 2020-21. And believe me, a lot of records were made during the worst part of the pandemic. So when their album by the Indie Acoustic Project was chosen as one of the best, that's really saying a lot. And you've got to hear later on when the show is over, just remember this, go and find America the Beautiful by the Neilds, because on it in the video is Chris Smither and Dar Williams and the Neilds children who are singing. It's just such a beautiful arrangement and a beautiful video too. And I'm just so happy that they're here. Please welcome the Neilds.
Oh, it's so good to see everybody. Christine, it's so good to see you, and happy birthday, Sunny. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get us. I was fine and I said, haven't I paid my dues by now? Haven't I paid my dues by now? Haven't I paid my dues by now? Don't I get the right to choose? I choose you to take up all of my time. I choose you because you're funny and kind. And I want from love. Easy people. Oh, my house is full of empty rooms, broken frames, and other people's stuff in my house. See by Christmas lights and your TV, and that seems to be enough to see what we want to see. You let me be who I want to be. We'll be from now on. From now on. Easy.
We're playing with our longtime guitarist, bass player, producer, member of the Niels Extraordinaire, Dave Chalfant, also the father of Katrina's children.
True enough. And his children.
He's the father of his children. That should be the name of our next record.
Oh, it is lovely to be here, and it was lovely listening to that song about all those clubs in Greenwich Village and remembering our experience at them, which was in the 90s.
And most of them were still around.
At that point, it was the Speakeasy and the Bitter End and the Bottom Line.
And CBGB's.
CBGB's had this acoustic room called CBGB's Gallery that we loved to play.
Kenny's Castaways.
Oh, yeah.
And Don Hills.
Don Hills. Oh, man.
And the Wetlands. That wasn't quite in the village. But anyway, that was very fun to walk through that memory lane. This is a song that is a newer song, and we're going to record it this summer, which we're very excited about. It is called Magnificat.
My daddy is a drinker, my mama is a thinker, and I have been chosen to bear this child. I can't tell you who's the father, I'm too young to be a mother, but I know somehow I am undefiled. I am standing proud. Oh, oh, in these hills of West Virginia, you don't know what you got in ya until you tunnel down into the mines. My mama told me stories, playing in the quarries, searching for diamonds that she'd never find. We got left behind. Oh, oh, something tells me that this baby will magnify everything, all the good times and the bad times. Ever my troubles or my blessings were before, there'll be more. All the men I know in this town go to bars and sleep around. The girls like me have to deal with the rest, and they'll say my life is ruined, but I know that that's not true, and it's a story for the other folks who choose to be distressed. I know that I've been blessed. Oh, oh, and I know my child will suffer, and his life will be much rougher than a kid born in Charleston with a pool in his backyard. But it's God who loves the lowly, and this baby will be holy, holy mine. And I will love him, and my love will magnify him. Something tells me that this baby will magnify everything, all the good times and the bad times. Whatever my troubles or my blessings there'll be more. Oh, there'll be more. More and more and more and more and more.
Thank you so much. This has been an honor to be part of this. I really can't believe this lineup. It's so dreamy. I like being in this virtual room with you all. I'm looking forward to a day when we might be in a real room together again, or in a field somewhere around a campfire or something like that. We're gonna end with this song that's from our record November. This song was written for this country originally, but it has new meaning right now.
It's called Tyrants Always Fall. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the truth of who I am. And it's taken me my whole life to celebrate. I won't go back. You can give me a number, slap on a label, tell me I won't be welcome at your table, but I won't bow down to the tyrants anymore. We've been, and it's taken the world till now to take an honest look around. There are lies on the TV, lies in the paper, lies on my phone just grown from the vapor, but I won't be fooled by the liars anymore. This is the truth that we can't ignore. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. And tyrants always fall. We're scattered and scared in the ship's dark hold. We have a common peril and we have a common goal. The parents are dead, the leering uncles at the prow. There is no one left, we are the grown-ups now. Think of all those times we've been down and this. We are made of strong stuff, we were made for this. And tyrants always fall. This is the truth we've always known. There isn't a lightning bolt to set things right, to bring us home. gonna take all our courage, take all our actions, take every heart and every single faction, and it's gonna take time. Some of us won't live that long. When one gets weak, it means it's your turn to be strong. But there are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. More of us than there are of them. More of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are always.
Yeah.
I really like that last song. That's a really strong one. You know,
Honey.
every time I
coming from
see
you.
Name the Neils, I think of Falcon Ridge. I mean, I think you've been there every year since what, 92 when they started?
Just about every year, and we have plans to go this summer. We can't wait.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you're still around. I'm glad you're still working together, and your voices really blend beautifully. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sunny.
Thanks, Sunny.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. By the way, we mentioned earlier about Paul Kaplan's song and story swap. He has a website, so if you're really interested in checking that out, it's pvfs.us. That's pvfs.us, and you can check him out there. Okay, our next guest, I hear this name, and all I can think of is baseball. How many performers do you know that have put out a whole album of songs about baseball? Two? I only know one.
I've got two. I'm working on the third.
No, but I'm saying you're the only performer.
But I have two baseball albums.
Oh, two baseball albums. Well, nobody's ever going to equal that, that's for sure. I'm talking here to Chuck Brodsky, who is based out of Asheville, North Carolina. And he sang at the Baseball Hall of Fame 3 times, and he has 22 songs in their sound recording library. I think that's got to be a Guinness Book of Records. But he writes about more than baseball. I mean, I absolutely love his songs. They're quirky, and he has a unique way of looking at things. I could listen to him forever. One of my favorite CDs of yours, actually, it's a double one, is 2 sets. You write wonderful songs, Chuck, and now I'd like you to share them with our audience. Here he is, Chuck Brodsky.
Thank you very much, Sonny, and happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
So glad to be part of this. And so nice to see so many old friends and hear you. So this song resulted from an encounter down outside the Kerrville Folk Festival about 27 years ago when I had a girlfriend named Annie, and we were down there for all 18 days, and at some point we needed to head into town and replenish our supplies. And on the way in, we saw a man selling peaches off the back of his truck over on the side of the road, and apologies if any of you are from South Carolina or Georgia, anybody watching, your peaches are wonderful too, but Fredericksburg, Texas, peaches are the best, and we had to have some. So we pulled over, and it was 100 degrees that day, and all we wanted to do was buy our peaches and get back in the air-conditioned vehicle, get on our way. But the man selling them was one of those people that really likes to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And he was going off on all these tangents. And meanwhile, I'd had my fill, and I was taking little baby steps backwards towards the car, hoping he'd read my body language. And instead, he took those same baby steps forward to keep pace with me, and he kept talking and talking until out of nowhere he apologized for not having introduced himself, and that's a real Southern thing, and I was new to the South at the time. So he told us his name was Bill, And I said, Bill, it's very nice meeting you. I'm Chuck. And this here's Annie. And he said, Annie, huh? I had a woman once in my life named Annie. And he started a whole other story. And I'm sure I rolled my eyes. And I'm sure I sighed really deeply. But I caught something different in the tone of his voice and in the look in his eye that said, pay attention. And I'm glad I did, because he told me this.
We stopped for peaches at a roadside stand. Man said his name was Bill. Said, I'm Chuck and this is Annie. He said Annie was the one and only true love of his life. They met at his wedding, but by then he had a wife. It was during the reception in the spring of '64. And she, his newlywed's best friend, followed him out the ballroom door. Maybe his ring got smaller. Maybe his fingers swelled. Maybe he made a big mistake. Maybe time would tell. Well, Bill asked, do you feel what I feel? And he said, I do. And Bill was at a loss, wondering now, what should he do? He did what he had to. He'd just taken a wife, and she would take good care of him for the rest of her life. Bill and Annie fought the urge. They saw each other often, and she was there in black the day Bill's wife lay in her coffin. By then she'd gotten married. By then she'd moved away. She'd asked Bill for his blessings. He said it was okay. Bill said, taste the peaches. And he cut us each a slice. They were a little on the small side, but they sure tasted nice. Do you think I did the right thing, Bill asked? Though I knew he knew. So I answered with a question. Asked him, Bill, do you? Well, he said, Annie, pleased to meet you. Nice to meet you, Chuck. Annie and I, we drove away in Annie's pickup truck with a box of 20 peaches, a homegrown tomato too, and a couple of things to think about, and every now and then I do. I do.
Thank you. I'm going to show you a quick picture. That's me 2 years later with Bill, the Peach Man, singing him the song for the first time. There was a drought the next year. I had waited. I wrote that song as soon as I got home from the festival, and I had waited all year to find him by the side of the road, and he wasn't there because there was no peach crop, so that was 2 years later. Paul Kaplan sang a song that is about the same topic this next song of mine is, and he alluded to this unveiling of a statue in Youngstown, Ohio last July. And we were both invited there, and I sang the song as part of the ceremony. Here's a different angle of the same picture. There was a very interesting thing that happened. There were 2 runners on base when Jackie Robinson hit that home run, and when they crossed home plate, they continued running straight into the dugout. But George Shuba, the on-deck batter, approached home plate with his hand extended and a big smile on his face, waiting for Jackie, and they shook hands. And it was the very first time in modern baseball history that a black hand and a white hand touched like that on a ball field. So, this is called the handshake.
Both the ump and the catcher had their hands on their hips. It was only a handshake, was a coming to grips. Sun was casting long shadows as he touched every base. And as he rounded the third one, the sun lit up his face. It was only a handshake. Maybe not quite. It was captured on camera in black and white. The 2 of them smiling as he touches the plate, as he crosses the line when he knows that he's safe. It was only a handshake on opening day. No one knew what would happen if the fella could play. It was only a handshake, but it was the first. And of course there were others who stood up and cursed. It was only a handshake on a minor league field. And it wasn't until later became a big deal. It's just something that happened. It was nothing he planned. The guy hit a homer, so he stuck out his hand. It was only a handshake, a bond between men, teammate to teammate. That's all it was then. Stood there to greet him. He could have waited on deck. It was only a handshake, but it showed him respect. It was only a handshake. It was only a handshake. It was only a handshake. A handshake.
Thanks, everybody. So for my last song, you know, it's just become downright impossible to have a discussion or conversation about politics with somebody that doesn't already agree with you. We've become so, you know, divided. And this is all that happens, right? Between left and right, or blue and red. So it's just become, there's no way you're going to ever change anybody's mind, right? You can try to persuade them all you want, and it's just not going to happen, even if you back yourself up with facts. But I do believe that I have come up with a really good, effective way to actually change somebody's mind.
After 3 or 4 tries, I poked out his eyes. That's how I got him to see. To get him to hear, I screamed in his ear, I gave him the 3rd degree. I sharply berated him and told him I hated him. I wasn't very kind. I shouted and cussed until I won his trust. Well, that's how I changed his mind. I shunned him, ignored him, I wouldn't look toward him. I only would give him my back. I accused him of lies I would not compromise. I erased him after the fact. I was abrupt, I would often interrupt. We were volatile when combined. And in stating my case, I blew up in his face. Well, that's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. Blamed him, shamed him, insulted and inflamed him. That's how I changed his mind. Now this man was an ass. I was gonna let him pass, let him take a wide berth of me. But I was right and he was wrong, like I was telling him all along, trying to just get him to see. But he's a this and I'm a that, so we couldn't have a chat of the friendly and civilized kind. Round after round, I just ground him down. Well, that's how I changed his mind. I stomped on his toes and I punched him in the nose. I was using irony. So sure of the truth, I knocked out his tooth and I kicked him twice in the knee. I won over his heart with a poisonous dart, and you should have seen me unwind, being overly cruel and with ridicule. Well, that's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. I blamed him, shamed him, insulted and inflamed him. That's how I changed his mind. So I called him a fool, challenged him to a duel, threw my white glove in his face. 20 paces and I shot, and I must have hit the spot. Anyway, that's how I pleaded my case. Well, I won in the end, after making him bend, and after all the papers were signed. In the end, I won, yeah, that's how it was done. Well, that's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. I blamed him, shamed him, I might have even maimed him. That's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind. That's how I changed his mind.
Well, as I said, Chuck certainly has a unique way of looking at things. Chuck, you are too much. I love your songs. They're always so interesting. And
Thank you, Sonny.
what do you have any plans for the near future?
I'm going to Scotland tomorrow.
Well, that's very near future. Wow. For how long and for what reason?
Going for 25 days. And the reason is that I'm now leading group tours to Scotland. I'm just launching this. We had it planned for 2 years ago, and we were supposed to go for the first time 2 weeks after everything shut down. Then we thought we'd go last year. So this is our launch, and we have 2 different tour groups of 22 people each. And the first group comes for 10 days, then a couple days between after they go home, and the next group comes. And
and where do you go?
We're going to spend 3 nights in Edinburgh, 3 nights in Pitlochry, and 3 nights in Inverness, and then come back to Edinburgh for the final night. But we're developing this, and we plan on developing several different tour itineraries over time, and we'll see what happens. But I'm very excited.
I was born in Edinburgh.
Were you really?
Yes, and 17 Ainsley Place, that's the address. And it's like 1 block off Princess Street. You can go visit the building, it's still there.
Is there a plaque
17
for you now?
It should be, but there isn't.
I'll graffiti the side of the building for you. And
Okay, after 80, but she was here 85 years ago. Well, thanks so much. You've been wonderful, Chuck, and have a wonderful trip.
thank you.
Okay. And next, this woman is one of my heroes, or sheroes as they call them. She's been making music since she was 16 years old. That was 5 decades ago. And she has put out 17 albums, but she's done more than just put out albums and sing. She was part of the big women's movement in the music industry back in the 80s, and she was an engineer. She produced albums. I mean, she just did everything. And it was when the women kind of started to take over, and like other women like Holly Near started their own record label. It was a real time of revolution for women. And she does so much for so many people. And she was actually the president of the Local 1000 for 6 years. And that's a union for traveling musicians. So, I mean, she's out there. She's an activist. She doesn't just talk the talk. She walks the walk. And not only that, she makes beautiful, beautiful music. Please welcome Tret Fure.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you so much. And happy birthday, of course, to you. The first song I'd like to do for you tonight is my most recent song. And it's a song that came out of grief because between December 23rd and February 18th, I lost 4 very close friends, one right after another. None of them to COVID, 2 to cancer, 2 to heart conditions. And fortunately, I've only lost 1 person to COVID, but prior to COVID, in the 2 years prior, I had lost 8 family members and 12 colleagues. So I'm not unfamiliar with loss and grief, but these 4 people hit me particularly hard. And as any good songwriter would do, I wrote this song for them and for all of us. And tonight I would actually like to sing this for all the people who have, in the last 24 hours, have lost someone either to the mass shooting in Sacramento or the massacre that just happened in Kiev as the Russians retreated. In the morning you believe you have so many years, but in the evening as you grieve, your eyes well up with tears. They say you're of an age when friends all disappear. Every day there is another one who isn't here. Home you go, eventually we're all heading home. Home you go, eventually we're all heading home. These years have held no mercy, the spirit gets so weak, you can't even hug a friend or kiss them on the cheek. An unexpected illness and another heart attack, all you wanna say is please bring my buddies back. Home you go, eventually we're all heading home. Home you go, eventually we're all heading home. So long, old friend, farewell to you. I wish you well on your way. So pick up the pieces of the loss that is behind. There's more for you to do and more ways you can be kind. They all stay inside you, the ones here and those gone, and the gift that you can give is the gift of living on. Home you go, go, home you go. Eventually we're all heading home. Home you go, home you go. Eventually we're all heading home. Eventually we're all heading home.
Oh,
well, this next song is also a fairly new song since my last album, and it's become one of my favorites and favorites of those who attend my online shows. And I call it, it's my pandemic love song. It's called Peanut Butter Toast. Well, the side door opens and you walk inside. I say, hey, baby, what you doing? You've been in so many meetings that you're bleary-eyed. I say, hey, baby, how you doing? It's cold out there, won't you come to me? I'll hold you till you're warm in the center. I'll hold you all through the winter. It's been the longest year that has ever come. I say, hey, baby, don't you think it? 12 months and counting and we're still not done. I say, hey, baby, don't you think it? I went down to the corner just to get away, but I ran right back to your embrace. I had to see that smile on your face. So give me a little of your coffee, give me a little of your time. Make me some toast in the morning, put a little peanut butter on one side, and I'll give you a little of my love, and I'll give you even more of my heart. Make sure that you write me a letter when we next find ourselves apart. 'Cause I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love. Well, how about we go down to the sushi bar? I say, hey, baby, wanna do it? Put on your sweater and get in the car. I say, hey, baby, wanna do it? Well, we can sit at the corner where there's no one else and have a little bit of private conversation, the closest thing to a vacation. So give me a little of your coffee, give me a little of your time. Make me some toast in the morning, put a little peanut butter on one side, and I'll give you a little of my love, and I'll give you even more of my heart. Make sure that you write me a letter when we next find ourselves apart. 'Cause I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love. Well, every day feels the same, even though every day is new. You and I are the lucky ones. You've got me and I've got you. Well, pretty soon we'll be swimming in the deep blue sea. I say, hey, baby, can you feel it? Take off your mask and jump in with me. I say, hey, baby, can you feel it? Oh, we'll remember those days, we'll remember these nights, because we never really want to forget. It's brought us closer together, you bet. So give me a little of your coffee, give me a little of your time. Make me some toast in the morning, put a little peanut butter on one side, and I'll give you a little of my love, and I'll give you even more of my heart. Make sure that you write me a letter when we next find ourselves apart. 'Cause I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love. No, I don't ever, 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 ever want to lose your love. Thank you. The last song I want to do for you is from my 2021 release, my 17th album, Stone by Stone. Was recorded during the pandemic, of course. And it's so weird, as all of the people on stage tonight know, how hard it is to do an album and not be able to tour it if you're a touring musician. But that's what we've had to live for. I'm very happy to say that I'm starting my spring tour this weekend, and I'm finally going to be able to present the album, even though it feels kind of old already now. So this is from Stone by Stone. It's a song called The Prayer in the Wheel. I watched you walk away, and I watched us fall apart, and I wondered how I'd get through it, and how I'd ever regain my heart. But the sun still shines, and the rain still falls, and the moon comes out, and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing. And I can still hear those words and sense the pain in my heart, but I don't lie awake any longer, wondering how it all came apart. 'Cause the sun still shines, and the rain still falls, and the moon comes out, and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing. And I wish you the best, I wish you so well, and I hope you never ever have to go through that hell. But the beautiful thing is that hell isn't real, it's when you're caught between the prayer and the wheel. Because I let you go, my stilled heart started anew, and because I didn't let my sorrow linger, I found a whole new world and a love so true. 'Cause the sun still shines, and the rain still falls, and the moon comes out, and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing. And I wish you the best, I wish you so well, and I hope you never ever have to go through that hell. But the beautiful thing is that hell isn't real, it's when you're caught between the prayer and the wheel. 'Cause the sun still shines, and the rain still falls, and the moon comes out, and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing.
Oh, Tret, that's just beautiful. And that first song that you did is just a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, where's the best place that people can catch up with you on your tour?
My website, tretfure.com. It's TRETFURE. My concert page has all my upcoming shows and live stream shows as well. And of course, I also have events on Facebook. But those are the two best places.
When do you start? This weekend?
I start Friday night in Asheville, North Carolina.
And what's your next date after that?
Franklin, North Carolina, and then I'm up on the mountain in Highlands for a 5-day retreat, singing, doing worship service, and teaching songwriting and one-on-one mentoring. And then I head to the Midwest for the rest of April and May. So I'm happy to be back on the road. Yeah.
Oh, it's so great to hear you and see you doing so well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of this.
You bet.
Ah. Well, our next performer, I think, is going to be a big surprise for everybody, including me. His name is Edmar Castaneda, and I first saw him doing one of the Tiny Desk concerts, and he plays harp like no other harpist in the world. I know a couple of harpists, Andrea Vocalo, Dave Van Ronk's wife, and Leslie Danoff. She's married to a friend of mine, Larry Robbins. And I'm sure they're watching, and I'm sure they're thrilled to get to see him. And I thought I would tell you something that was written about him in a German magazine. It says, this Colombian plays the harp like hardly anyone else on earth. His hands, seemingly powered by two different people, produce a totally unique symphonic fullness of sound, a rapid fire of chords, balance of melodic figures and drive, served with euphoric Latin American rhythms and the improvisatory freedom of a trained jazz musician, captivating virtuosity, but in no way only virtuosity for its own sake. That's from Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. So here he is for the first time ever at the Greenwich Village Folk Festival and also celebrating Sunny Oak's birthday, Edmar Castaneda.
All right.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Mucho gusto.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So great to be here. It's good to play harp tonight for you guys. That was a tune that I composed titled Entre Cuerdas, Between Strings. And I'll tell you a little bit of myself. I'm from Colombia. This is a traditional harp that we play in Colombia and Venezuela. A harp from the plains of Colombia. It's like a cowboy music. So I use this instrument to play, different styles of music, improv. I play some folk. I mix everything that I learned here in New York. So great to be here with you guys. I'm going to continue with a piece that I wrote, inspired by one of the apostles in the Bible, Paul. I love how his faith was so strong, and it helped me so much to go through these past 2 years, to have faith that I was going to be okay, that my family was going to be okay, that we all okay, and somehow we all made it to now. So it's inspired me so much for to write music, to be strong on faith. And for today, it's a pray. This tune is going to be a prayer for peace in the world, for Ukraine, that we need peace, we need to respect each other, we need to learn how to live together as a whole family in the planet, right? So this is titled Acts. And um, yeah, I'm gonna play this last piece for this set. Once again, thank you so much for having me here, and I hope everybody's blessed and happy. And I wish you all the best for this coming year and this rest of the year. I'm gonna finish with a tune that I actually was inspired by one of the greatest jazz best players in jazz, Jaco Pastorius. I'm from Colombia. I arrived in New York in '94, met jazz for the first time, and I was in love with this music. And I tried to look for all the greats, like Charlie Parker, Duke Ellington, Miles. And when I get to Jaco, I was like, wow, this guy is so cool, so groovy. I want to groove on the harp. How can I groove? So I started watching his videos. I started, trying to imitate his playing, and that's put me so much that I wrote this tune dedicated to Jaco, and this is titled For Jaco. Enjoy. Da-dee-doo-dee. So thank you so much.
Edmar Castaneda. You look like you're having so much fun playing that instrument. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. I said you look like you're having so much fun playing that harp.
Always is really fun to play this instrument.
But all I can think about is when you're traveling, that is some piece of furniture to take with you. Huh?
Actually, I just came from Europe last weekend. It's crazy when you go every airport. Like they see you like, what is this? So it's always you have to smile a lot to the counter so you don't get charged a lot of money.
Are you going to be touring around anywhere?
I just came 2 days ago. For now, I'm going to be playing in New York. I'm going to play in Lincoln Center on April 14th.
Great.
My quartet. So maybe I hope to see you guys there.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. You added something so special and different to our show tonight. Thank you, Edmar.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. And now, a woman I have known for a long time. This woman, I met her when she was living in Massachusetts, and then she moved to an island in Florida. She is just so different than anybody else I know. How many women do you know that are bikers, motorcyclists, and she goes backpacking all around the world, and she shows up at festivals and any human rights events that she can find. She plays backup, she does percussion, and she also is a soloist, and she is so much fun because she's so different. And I'd like you to give a good welcome now, please, to Annie Wenz.
Thank you, Sonny. What? I'm not going to cry. You always make me cry. Whenever we're in the same song circles of emotional, political music, I don't look at Sonny. But anyway, what a joy and honor it is to be here. Rod and I had a gig last night here in Florida where I'm going to say the word gay as much as I can tonight. Anyway, Rod said, hey, Lisa is not able to make it, and I'd love to have you join us. So here I am, and thank you. So this is something I wrote after the incident in Charlottesville, but it applies to a lot of our current scenario in the world, and how sometimes standing up makes a big difference. They filled the square with flags and flames and screamed, no blacks, no Jews, no gays, no Muslims, girls with brains or anybody with an immigrant name. They pounded chests and stroked the guns, said we're the holy chosen ones to cleanse this land of every trace of all except master race. Then a little girl in a rainbow hat stepped right down into his path, put a sign in his face, No God loves that kind of hate. I stopped her with open palms, said burn in hell with your two moms and your filthy, dirty, mixed race blood and your snowflake sign professing love. Our fathers' fathers bought this place, we'll throw you out no matter what it takes. And the rainbow man behind her grinned, the dragon man behind her grinned. He smelled the spill of another wind. The little girl in rainbow hat stood there right in his path, put a sign in his face. No God loves that kind of hate. Oh, what's it gonna take? Then someone threw a firebomb, it blew into that big guy's arm, and the blast took down the crowd and notch of the cowards either ran or watched. And as that guy lay in the street, the little girl dropped to her knees, and a rainbow hat fell in his blood by her snowflake sign professing love. That little girl in a rainbow hat knelt there in his path, held his hand till the ambulance came. No God loves that kind of hate.
Wow, Annie. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I will not play the comedic lyric song that got me thrown off Twitter for life about a certain former guy, but but I'll play this one. This is another. I know, Sonny, we bonded so much over political songs, and Christine has written some amazing political songs. You know, we all know her for her funny songs, but she writes some of the most powerful other political songs as well. She's waving me off. Get out of here. Anyway, so one of the things when I write songs about political issues is I try and find things that we all can kind of agree on, and none of us are bazillionaires, right? So this is about how, you know, it would be kind of nice if people shared a little bit, and how we have to take back the flag and take back our country. And I always say, this is my country too. I'm going to question. It's my job. So that's what we're doing down here in Florida, working our ovaries off and hands and everything. And I want you to mouth along the words, this is my country too. Oh, the king sits in his castle, genuflecting on his gold, and we watch the bread lines circle as the meltdown unfolds. Talking lips say Armageddon's dangling by a thread, and we, the people, wonder if this table's got a head. And who are we to question? They question as they point us to a bag of crap and tell us it's a rose. And who are we to raise the red, white, and blue and question? Well, this is my country too. Oh, the fox, the squirrel, nuts away, then say, by God, the gun. Then they do their cup and pencil bid along the Congress lawn. It's not hidden in an offshore bank, now trust me and believe. I fooled you once, I wouldn't twice, 'cause God is up my sleeve. Oh, we didn't mean this when we said less government. Bail out this last shell game and we'll find another dupe. Oh, who are we to raise the red, white, and blue in question? Well, this is my country too. They can't wait to build a pipeline under sacred native ground. Round up all the immigrants and drive them out of town. They want busted unions, private schools, and holy freaking laws. As they march and gag, they spew and brag about his burner phoner calls. They're the smoke and they're the mirror. We're the poor and we're the pawns. If they get their way, we'll live in boxes and we'll mow the lawns. They complain about socialism, but they can't define the word. They're just spewing back the drivel that the shepherd told the herd. Oh, close down every family planning clinic and complain about the welfare moms. You're a hypocrite, a cynic. I am a patriot. I will question. Well, this is my country too. My country, 'tis the sweet land of liberty. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to Ellis Island. Oh, this is my country too. This land is your land. This land is my land. I am sick and tired of their crap. I'm gonna take my country back. This land is your land. This land is mine. Oh, this is my country too. Thank you. So I'm gonna put myself on the spot and play a brand new song.
Yay.
I did play it last week for the first time at the event honoring folk angel Reba Heyman. But everybody here, you know, you all are angels and people who are listening to us. And, you know, there are so many in our world who give. And they sneak up on us in little ways and send us little messages, whether they're here on the planet or they're on the other side. So this is my song about our angels. And thank you all for having me. When angels touch down, they leave sparks in the air, and diamonds of lavender glittery dust that hide in our hair. When angels touch down, they leave echoey laughs and dreams overflowing like rivers of thunder through crystalline glass. They peek from the corners, blend with the shadows, but they always find us like dawn through a window. Oh, 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 oh. When angels touch down, when angels touch down, we feel a heat on our skin. Dreams that wrap us in angelic swirls, dervish that twirl us again and again. When angels touch down, they want us to know. Their whispery prayers are wishing us on long after we go. They peek from the corners, blend with the shadows, but they always find us like dawn through a window. Oh, oh, oh. Whoa. When angels touch down, look in the window, she points. Listen and trust your own voice. When angels touch down, they don't hold up a sign. It's more like smoke, it's a subtler message, it's close to divine. When angels touch down in the mist in our dreams, they hand us a flickering candle of hope. They laugh and say, just believe. They peek from the corners, blend with the shadows. They always find us like dawn through a window. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. When angels touch down.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, Annie.
Hey, Annie, I'm impressed. I am so impressed. That song is beautiful.
Thank you, Sonny, and happy birthday.
Thank you. My neighbor came over with a cupcake and a candle on it, and that's to represent all of you, I guess. You can send the rest of the cookies by mail. I love oatmeal raisin.
Did you shovel yourself up onto your roof so you could eat it up on top?
Not tonight. We did have snow today. We did have snow, but I think my shoveling days may be getting to the end. I mean, I'm 85. Do you know what 85 means? Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You remember that way back in history? He died on my 8th birthday. I mean, that's how long I've been around. He was president when I came on the earth. Unbelievable. See, that puts it in perspective.
You just get gnarlier, though.
I am, yeah. But a couple of things I want to say before I introduce the next guest. Number one is that we have two wonderful sound guys who don't get very much recognition. They are great. Brandon O'Sullivan and Greg Greenway. They are handling the sound. Let's hear it for them, please. Let's get a round of applause. They do such a magnificent job month after month. And then month after month, Ray Mysick and Rod McDonald have the chore of figuring out who to put on this show, how to make this show work, and they do such a bang-up job also. So thank you, Rod, thank you, Ray, thank you, Brandon, and thank you, Greg. Okay, got that out of my way. Okay, this is my last announcement for the night, and save the best for last for me. This is a guy I met, oddly enough, at a Phil Oakes song night in Washington, D.C. He was recommended by Vic Heyman, Reba Heyman's husband, and Vic said, you got to put this guy in one of your shows. So I trusted Vic, and I got Tom Posada Rao to come onto the show, and I stood backstage with the other performers when Tom went out on stage to sing, and he is a musician's musician. The other musicians were just in awe of his performance. He is so powerful. He is so amazing. And he writes such incredible songs as well. He's a producer, he's a teacher, he's a songwriter. He plays the guitar and the violin. I mean, he just never ceases to amaze me with the stuff that he does. And one of his most recent songs was about George Floyd, called $20 Bill, and that song will become a classic. It is so powerful. And another thing, his birthday is the day before my birthday, so we are Aries together. So happy birthday, Tom, coming up. And also, he was born in the same year as my daughter. I won't tell you which year it was, but so I have a lot of commonality with Tom. I love him. Tom Posada Rao.
Honey, I love you so much, and I'm so thrilled to be celebrating your birthday tonight, even though it's a week early. Here's the song of Thanksgiving. It's called Thank You. Thank you for the coffee, thank you for the cup. Thank you for the morning and for waking me up. Thank you for the sugar, thank you for the cream. Thank you that the night was only but a dream. Ooh, thank you. Thank you for the traffic and the menial job, for my baby crying and the craziest dog, for making me a button that says undo, and for every road that leads back to you. Ooh, thank you. Oh mercy, you are everywhere. You were always as close as a whispering prayer. Oh mercy, when the world doesn't care. Be my bosom of Abraham, be my rocking chair. Thank you for a rope that won't ever let me go. Thank you for the yes when everybody else said no. Thank you for the seesaw, thank you for the swing, and thank you for the gloves and the boxing ring. Ooh, thank you. Oh mercy, you are everywhere. You were always as close as a whispering prayer. Oh mercy, when the world doesn't care. Be my bosom of Abraham, be my rocking chair. Thank you for a love that can overcome regret. Thank you for the joy that I haven't found yet. Thank you for the apple, thank you for the tree. Thank you for dancing the dark inside of me. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, thank you. My pleasure, man. I'm gonna switch instruments here. Go to the guitar. I think I played this song one other time here at the folk festival. This next song, it's a song I wrote with my ex-wife Carrie Cooper. But I've been thinking about it a lot since the hearings for the Supreme Court for Judge Jackson. So this is in honor of her. It's called My Right to Choose, and I wrote it with Carrie Cooper. It's my right to vote. It's my right to choose. It's my right to hope, even though I might lose. It's my right to dream, 'cause I know the truth. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. Those people outside, they say it's a sin. They try to deny my struggle within. They tell me to bow, but still I refuse. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. They say it's my fault They say I should pay, that I should repent for going astray. A slow train to hell is where I am bound, but I am not lost, no, I am found. And I stand on this rock, I shall not move, a child of God with nothing to prove. It's my right to say what I will do. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. I can put the lyrics for it. It's a brand new song. It's been, this subject for this song has been on my mind for about a month now. It's about the Ukraine, the war in the Ukraine. But it's from a perspective that that might be a little unusual. Right when the war started, there were all these reports about racism in the Ukraine. And I just know this, and my ear kind of perked up because there are a lot of Indian students studying there and Pakistani students studying there in the Ukraine. And they were being denied services by Ukrainian merchants and being told to get off the buses that were trying to leave town, not being permitted to board trains that were escaping war zones, and then being forced to walk miles and miles extra and denied entry into other European countries by the Ukrainian border guards, as well as other countries' border guards. So if you were wondering at all why there's been sort of a dearth of commentary by people of color about the Ukrainian war, that's probably it. This is probably it. But it was really troubling to me, and I found this one article that was republished on Yahoo and it was a really brilliant article that said, you can still be against racism and be for the Ukrainian people. And so I took that to heart and I wrote this song. It's called You Don't Have to Turn Me Away. Whoever said the world was black and white would not believe the world in flames tonight. Now you're waiting on an outbound train, and I'm just like you. I feel your pain, and I believe in your right to be free. Even when you can't say that to me. I'm not your enemy, you are a friend to me. We're both trying to escape, but for the skin I'm in, we are the same within. You don't have to turn me away. You You don't have to turn me away. Well, I used to love the golden rule until I became your packing mule. But still two wrongs don't make it right, so I will stand with you tonight, and the whole world will see how it's done. As if dreams could come true for everyone. I'm not your enemy, you are a friend to me. We're just trying to escape, but for the skin I'm in, we are the same within. You don't have to turn me away. Oh, make me a heaven, set a table for two, where we'll meet again when the world comes to. May we wake up then to find you've won your war and I've won mine. I'm not your enemy, you are a friend to me. We're just trying to escape, but for the skin I'm in, we are the same within. You don't have to turn me away. No, you don't have to turn me away.
Wow, Tom.
It's a beautiful, important new song that you have written. And do you have any live gigs coming up?
Yeah, I'll be in Kerrville, Texas next week and teaching at Schreiner University, a couple of classes, and then doing some gigs in Kerrville, Texas on Wednesday night and Saturday night.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And I got to say, I've spent a lot of the night knitting because I don't knit during television shows or news shows that are violent and awful. I try to only knit when there's things happening that I want to get into my knitting. And tonight is one of those nights.
Oh.
So I got you in the last row that I just did.
Oh, thank you, Christine. That's sweet. It's really awesome.
Thank you. We have 3 more performers coming up. And I just want to mention all the people we've had so far, because this show will be archived and it'll be on the website of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival.org, probably tomorrow or the next day after they clean it up a little bit. And you can watch it anytime. But we just heard Tom Prasada Rao, and before that, Annie Wenz, who I wanted to mention. A lot of her instrumental music is now being used by massage therapists and spas around the world. So she's really, quite political and quite active in all of the music that she does. But she also does this beautiful, relaxing kind of music that they love in spas. So you should check that out for any of you who go to spas. And we've also heard Edmar Castaneda, that amazing harpist who is just... he's like 3 or 4 people playing the instrument at one time. I was thinking I should call Lisa Schwartz at the Philadelphia Folk Festival and see if they've booked their whole festival yet. Because boy, what an addition he would certainly be. And before that, Tret Fure, who is also she's going on tour starting this weekend. So go to her website, tretfure.com, and see if you can catch up with her. We also heard Chuck Brodsky, who is known for all of his baseball songs, and he gave us another great one tonight. And the Neils, who live up in Massachusetts, they're wonderful new record is, the latest record is November. Terrific record. And we started with Paul Kaplan, who is somebody I recorded with back in the 1980s when Mark Dan put us together. And all of us are here, and we're also celebrating the birthday of Sonny Oakes, who is turning 85 years old. It just doesn't seem possible, but it is. And Sonny, I think we're all going to sing happy birthday to you later. So, and you know how it is on Zoom when we all sing together, how beautiful that could be. So it'll be really, really memorable. And for all of you who are watching, one of the things about Sonny Oakes is just so beautiful that whenever she works on these festivals, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. And she never takes a penny because she feels it should all go to the performers. And I know what would make Sonny really, really happy if you donated money now and it all went to the performers we've seen tonight, but it would be under Sonny's name because it's her birthday, and that would make her really, really proud. So if you've been thinking about donating, maybe on the fence, think, oh, this will make Sonny happy. So I hope you will do it. Now, our next performer, her name is Kristen Maxwell, and she started when she was 5 years old. Both of her parents were performers, and she grew up on stage, changing costumes and styles, exploring opera, theater, musical theater, and folk, and everything in between. But in 2019, she performed at a gala. This is the kind of thing that I love to hear, these kind of stories. She was at a gala honoring Judy Collins, and other people at the gala were Jimmy Webb, Suzanne Vega, Nona Hendricks, and Judy Collins herself. And Judy Collins was so impressed with her that she invited Kristen Maxwell on her 2020 winter tour. When does that ever happen? I mean, that's just the greatest. And she's also part of the Joe's Pub working group. They had this sort of a competition. I was even one of the people who submitted my stuff. I wasn't chosen, but she was. So she is on her way, and she is here. And please give a warm welcome to Kristen Maxwell.
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. Christine, thank you for that beautiful introduction. You really made my bio come alive. I haven't experienced it like that. And before I forget, I just want to wish Sonny a happy birthday. I just remember one specific memory I have of you is hearing from you that I was one of the official showcase artists for NERFA. It was like years ago, 6 years ago maybe, but you were the one who called me and told me, and it was just the sweetest way to learn that news. So thank you for that and for being here tonight. I'm going to start with a song that's loosely inspired by a speeding ticket that I got on my way to the Kerrville Folk Festival, also a few years back. Was taking that long drive from New York down to Texas, and you know how they have those little speed trap towns, and I didn't slow down fast enough. So this song is called Slow Down Fast. Spent on the highway 100 miles at a time. I set the cruise control to 80 and I watch the world go by. When the road knows where I'm going, it's easy to get lost and forget that I'm in motion when it's time to stop. And I never slow down fast enough. By the time I hit the brake, well, it's too late and I've said too much. All the signs were there, but I missed everyone, 'cause I never slow down. I wish I could slow down. I fell so hard for you, baby. heart was somewhere else, but my heart had just begun. I know you tried to tell me you lit warnings up like flares, but I didn't want to see 'em. Wind blowing through my hair, and I never slowed down fast enough. By the time I hit the brake, well, it's too late and I've said too much. All the signs were there, but I missed everyone, 'cause I never slowed down. I wish I could slow down. Now you guys can join me in some oohs here. Ooh. And I never slow down fast enough. By the time I hit the brake, well, it's too late and I've said too much. All the signs were there, but I missed everyone, 'cause I never slow down. I wish I could slow down. I never slow down. I wish I could slow down. Thank you. I just have to say, right before, thank you. Right before I started playing, I have this easel in the room here that I've been painting, and you know, it's one of those ones that sort of folds out and folds up, and the whole top just slammed down right before I unmuted myself to play. So I don't know if the spirits are communicating or something, but it's been up and upright in here for weeks. It just decided to collapse. Anyway, a lot of energy flying about. So the next song I'd like to play for you, I wrote while I was on my way home, actually I think from the South Florida Folk Festival. And, you know, being on the road, I tend to try to keep my expenses low. So I usually go for the flights, like 3 or 4 flights are involved when there could be one, you know, because they're a little cheaper. And so flying back into New York, you always stop at the Baltimore airport. And this particular time, I had about a 3-hour layover and had my guitar with me and my thoughts, and this is the song that came, and it's called Baltimore Airport. 2 hours till my flight comes in to take me home. It's been a long, long run on a distant road. But in between the memories and the miles left behind, I still find you're on my mind. You're on my mind. 1,000 people have departed and 1,000 more will land. We're sifting through these gates like little particles of sand. And I am just another face in the crowd for a while, until I find you're on my mind. You're on my mind. I watch the the planes descend and then take off again. It still amazes me that we know how to fly. A flock of birds dips and dances on the runway and disappears into the sky. I never used to be afraid to fly. Now I know better. The world made sure of that. There's a million ways to live, just as many ways to die. And the older that I get, the less I wonder how, the more I wonder why. Now we're lining up to step into the atmosphere in a tiny metal box above the clouds. But all the things that used to thrill me aren't enough tonight, 'cause I still find you're on my mind. 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 You know, I'm feeling awfully nervous tonight for some reason. I think I've been doing live streams by myself, but knowing that everyone is here is really just, I'm in such incredible company right now. I think I'm feeling a little amazed, but I'm very grateful to be here. My last song is, I guess, the song that I've finished most recently, and I wrote it. It's a personalized song written for someone who contributed to my last Kickstarter campaign. Very generously gave, and in return received this song. And so he asked me to write about the Merchant Marines. And we got together and we talked about what type of song it could be. And he gave me a book called Woody, Cisco, and Me, written by a man named Jim Longhey, about his time in the Merchant Marines with Cisco Houston and Woody Guthrie. And so I used the book as the foundation for the song. And it's called Gabrielle because Jim had a girlfriend who then became his wife named Gabrielle that he was hoping to get home to. And so it's written from the perspective of Jim Longhey. For to a room, we are three. It's just Woody, Cisco, and me, with a porthole in the cabin between us and the sea. Oh, I know I could have stayed. Crossed my mind on the final day. I watched the gangway leave the shore. There's no going back anymore. Some might say that it's for the glory, some for the money, others for the story. I guess I went 'cause I thought it was the right thing to do. Gone are the days we were born to ramble. Every night is another gamble. I said my prayers, but I didn't know who I was praying to. Oh, Gabrielle, I hope I make it home to you. The first night a ship went down, I remember the sound. There was nothing we could do but point our guns into the blue. I thought back to New York killing machine. Our best weapon is the song we sing. Some might say that it's for the glory, some for the money, others for the story. I guess I went 'cause I thought it was the right thing to do. Gone are the days we were born to ramble. Every night is another gamble. I said my prayers, but I didn't know who I was praying to. Oh, Gabrielle, I hope I make it home to you. All aboard the Willie Bee, made of steel and liberty. Oh, Gabrielle, if she treats us well and I come home, will you marry me? As the ship rolled in a storm, Woody kept our voices warm. If we sang loud and long, we might make it until the dawn. I told the boys what Einstein said, we never know what's coming next. That's what makes life worth living. But please let the ocean be forgiving. Some might say that it's for the glory, some for the money, others for the story. I guess I went 'cause I thought it was the right thing to do. Gone are the days we were born to ramble. Every night is another gamble. I said my prayers, but I didn't know who I was praying to. Oh, Gabrielle, I hope I make it home to you. Oh, Gabrielle, I hope I make it home to you.
What I was knitting while you were playing.
Oh, boy.
And
Beautiful.
can you show us what fell down? The eagle? Are you a painter?
I do paint, yeah.
Yeah, let's see this. I hope it's not ruined.
Oh no, it's okay. It was dry and everything. Huh. This is what was on the easel, at least, but that I've been working on. Get the lighting clear.
Oh.
Cool.
It's acrylic, and there's a little art cafe here that I've been going to, and I just hang out there and eat sandwiches and paint.
Where do
and then
you
I bring them
live?
back here.
Where's
So
you based?
I'm from New York, but my mother and stepfather relocated down to South Carolina. I'm actually 10 minutes down the road from Friction Farm. So we're near Greenville. Yeah.
Well, and when do you perform live again?
That's still up in the air, actually. I'm sort of feeling my way back into performing again. I took a step back when the pandemic started, and I've been live streaming, but I'm trying to figure out my next move. So
should they just go to your website? Is that the best way?
Yeah, I'm on anywhere on social media is usually regular updates or my website to see.
KristenMaxwell.com.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, thank you. Your voice is absolutely beautiful. And I can see, you know, Judy Collins is a lucky one to cross paths with you.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank
And
you.
our next performer has also worked a lot with Judy. And not only that, his biggest claim to fame right now is he went back to college last September, and he had dropped out of Harvard his last semester as an undergraduate. And I think he was in the same class as John Forster, the songwriter.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep.
And he went back, and it was a lot of work. because they don't automatically just, just because you show up 50 years later and want to finish your education, you have to really work for it. And
I told them, so here's my term paper, okay? It's finally done.
Oh, Robin, you passed all your classes?
I passed all my classes, yep. So
Are you-
I'm getting the stamp of approval, and I'll be graduating. I'll be walking with the class on May 26th with the
Oh.
mortarboard and the gown and all that stuff.
So, Robin, can your friends go? Can we like crash your graduation, or do we have to have tickets?
You have to have tickets. I don't know what the deal is, how many I can get, but I'll find out and I'll put the word out.
Oh, that would be
We'll
so
see what
great.
kind of a crowd we can get there.
This guy, Robin Batteau, is just one of the most fascinating people. I became a huge fan of Buskin and Batteau way back in the 1980s. And I wanted to meet Robin so badly that I talked the record company I was with into hiring him to produce my record. And because of that, one of the singers on that record is called Bobos and Other Problems of Modern Life was Eric Anderson, because he knew Robin. And when Eric Anderson came to the recording session, he brought his friend Carrie, who was wearing a three-piece suit. And it's because he was a guy in Wall Street, but he was Carrie from the Joni Mitchell song, Carrie, Get Out Your Cane. That's who, I met all these people because of him. And now he is a bona fide graduate of Harvard University. The world is his oyster. And he's one of the most prolific musicians around. He plays guitar like nobody. He plays violin. He's got an amazing voice. He was like the number one jingle singer in the 1980s and 90s for a number of years. And but he didn't want to do that anymore. So the jingle world's loss is folk music's gain. Here he is, Robin Batteau.
It's another kind of folk music, a real other kind. By the way, John Forster's birthday was Friday. And Philip Klum's birthday was yesterday, who I'm sure helped make your new song for Irvin and Edith sound wonderful on John Platt's show today on WFUV.
Oh, thank you.
We have a lot of birthdays to celebrate and a lot more to celebrate. I was struck by everything everybody did tonight, and I just want to say to Kirsten, it's no wonder that Judy loved you. Because you're wonderful. And I think that last song, Gabrielle, you should send to Joan Baez. Her manager's Mark Spector. He lives in New York. You can look him up. It's that Jim Longy book, Woody Cisco and Me. It's a wonderful book. I recommend it to everybody. It's about these three guys who wanted to join the war effort, but they were too old or too lame. But they were allowed into the Merchant Marine, and so they could be part of the war effort. And what they discovered on the boat was that as long as the cook was good, as long as everybody could eat okay, the fascist sympathizers and the communist sympathizers got along fine. It was just a question of when things were bad, then people's worst instincts came out. And so let's try to keep things as good as we can. Tom Passato Rao, may we both wake up to find you've won your war and I've won mine, will stay with me for a long, long time. I think that says it all for everybody. And it's terrible what's going on in the Ukraine, terrible what's going on in Ethiopia and Yemen and Afghanistan forever. We'll not just send our thoughts and prayers out, we'll send our songs too. This is not a war song, though it includes some warriors. Back in the magical 80s, Christine was going to produce an album for Lucy Kaplansky, and she gathered some songs, and this was one of them. And they got Sean Colvin to produce the record, and Sean and Lucy and Christine I think of as my eternal triangle. They're They're a marvel, each one of them alone and all together. And Christine made an amazing video of this song, inviting a whole extended family of folkies to contribute, singing and playing, sending in their parts to Christine, who put it all together into this magical experience that is, I think, unmatched. This song is also inspired by a book, The Once and Future King by T.H. White. So we're getting bookish here, Kirsten. Guinevere, in my castle in Normandy, make a new home with me. Come follow me down, Guinevere. All my honor and glory will just be a story of the fall of the crown. Am I some dancing Lancelot who only falls in love with a woman who belongs to someone else? Is it just the blood of Paris running through my veins that sees a taken woman and myself I can't restrain? Is this knight of cups in his noble stance just a jack of clubs with an eye askance on the queen of hearts in a royal blue? I may shield the poor, but I can't save you, Guinevere. In my castle in Normandy, make a new home with me. Come follow me down, Guinevere. All my honor and glory will just be a story of the fall of the crown. Golden apples on the mountain, this one fell to me. We are planets in a heartless gravity. I never chose to make a choice. It felt like someone else's voice saying all those crazy things down on one knee. Cassandra never cast a shadow, now it's racing to the shore. Oh, the face that launched 1,000 ships is sailing one more, Guinevere. In my castle in Normandy, make a new home with me. Come follow me down, Guinevere. All my honor and glory will just be a story of the fall of the crown. Thanks, gang. Oh, thank you so much. There's too much bloodshed in the air. I know there always is, but it's striking these days. 23 years ago, this April, there was more bloodshed at the high school in Columbine, Colorado, and the poor kids who were killed or traumatized. The ones who were left behind took a few songs to heart, and one of them as comfort, and this was one. This is a song that I wrote for Anne Murray, and that she recorded, and the Oak Ridge Boys recorded, and I loved what they both did, and I love that it brought some comfort to some people in a terrible circumstance. It began as a song, a love song, with charity as its symbolism, but it's become a kind of a charity song with love. Take this heart, give it to charity. Take this heart, give it to the poor. Take this heart and give it to the Salvation Army. I don't think I need it anymore. Dear God, I'm writing you these words, 'cause I know you'll understand. Dear Lord, I'm sending you this letter, 'cause I gotta leave it in your hands. So take this heart, give it to charity. Take this heart, give it to the poor. Take this heart and give it to the Salvation Army. I don't think I need it anymore. My girl, she said she had to leave. This time she said there was no doubt about it. I wore my heart upon my sleeve. Now I guess I wore it out. Take this heart, give it to a charity. Take this heart, give it to the poor. Take this heart and give it to the Salvation Army. I don't think I need it anymore. I don't think I need it anymore. Thanks, guys. I'm going to tune for this next one. So David Buskin's not here because he's got COVID, but hopefully it's a gentle version of COVID that he and his wife picked up, and Jan, and they say it gives you 10 weeks immunity if you get over it, and he'll get over it. So I wrote a new song and recorded it just last week at Mark Dan's. I'm living near Woodstock right now. I've been such a traveler that I've forgotten how to tune a guitar. I know that Rod Richardson's couch misses me, and Annie Wenz's spare bedroom misses me, among others. They're wonderful hosts and hostesses, and hope to return the favors. We've got songs in the works, both with Rod and with Annie, which I'll get to soon, but not tonight. So I wrote this one. I started a project last summer. I thought I'd take a summer school course online from Harvard that was in so just to prove to myself that I could do the work to be a student. And I had intended to get a degree in biochemistry, but it turned out that the work I had done back 50 years ago already qualified me for a degree in biology, which they call integrated biology now. And and I thought, let's not take any more science. Let's do something else. I'm also been fascinated by the culture of ancient Greece, so I took a course in the ancient Greek world, and I became more deeply fascinated and started to write some songs based on the fragments of poetry that are left from the singer-songwriters of ancient Greece, who are called lyric poets. They're called lyric poets because they played the lyre, which was basically the grandfather of the guitar. And it's been fun kind of putting these things together, mosaicing little pieces of poetry into some sort of songwriter whole, something that makes sense to me. And this is my latest. It's gonna be a little rough, but I'm gonna make my way. Before I do that, I just want to. Where am I? Oh well. So Alcaeus was a poet, singer-songwriter on the island of Lesbos, who living at the same time as Sappho, and he was considered a rival of Sappho's. He also had your basic life-threatening crush on Sappho, and so he wrote songs, and we have bits and pieces of them, of his love for Sappho. And so I took a translation of a stanza done by a guy named James S. Easby Smith, who was a law professor at Georgetown about 1899. And then I pieced together some bits along with, it's like putting together a dinosaur skeleton where you have most of the bones, but some of the bones you have to make up. You have to, sort of 3D print and put them in there. So that's what these are. That's pretty good. How come it takes the purple hair? How come it takes the purple harvest of the vine, bleeding in the press, for the wine to do the talking all the time, I'd secrets to confess. How come it always seems to take, how come it always seems to take a sea of troubles to see the light climb up the rigging to the sail? How come the only girl who gets me seeing double ties my tongue in knots, who I won't wind prevail, but raise a song for her own muse, the violet crown of Megan, and praise her soft throat's changing hues, low-voiced laughter lane, and praise again her thousand charms, rising transient splendor, her sun-tanned cheeks and supple arms and bosom cold and tender. Yes, sing forever more of her on this soft beguiling, fairest of all who are or were, my Sappho sweetly smiling, my Sappho I wish I could, I would, I should, with pleasure's gone. Put away desire. But nothing in this drunk or sober world can quench the all-consuming fire. So raise a song for her, muse, the violet-crowned maiden, and praise her soft throat's changing views, her low-voiced laughter laden. Sing yet again her thousand charms, her eyes entrancing splendor, her suntan cheeks and supple arms, and bosom bold and tender. Yes, sing forevermore of her, my mistress softly beguiling, fairest of all who are or were, my Sappho sweetly smiling, my Sappho sweetly smiling, my Sappho sweetly smiling. She says, if anything good, if anything fair, is something you're trying to say, give your heart 1 inch of daylight. Don't hide your eyes, don't look away, and sing a song for me, my boy. Your violet-crowned maiden, and sing me your songs of joy, my low-voiced laughter laden. Sing yet again my thousand charms, my eyes entrancing splendor, my suntan cheeks and supple arms, and bosom bold and tender. Yes, sing forever more of me, your mistress softly beguiling, fairest of all who are or will be, your Sappho sweetly smiling, your Sappho sweetly smiling, your Sappho sweetly smiling. Thank you so much, guys. This was so much fun.
Did you get credit for that song?
What's that?
Did you get college credit for that song?
I am getting college credit for one of my courses is writing an album of songs based on these fragments and putting them together into an album, which I think will be ready this summer. Hopefully, at least an EP. I've done one song with Mark Dan, and I've done a bunch of songs with Neil Eckstein, the X-Man, and it's all coming out great. And we're delighted with it. And I wish I could perform them better because I still have to read the words to remember them. But they thrill me, and it's so interesting to see the parallels. I guess this is true of any study of history, but when you look at ancient Greece in the 5th century especially, you have a situation where there's constant war, there's constant plague, there's people at each other's throats all the time, and yet there's the greatest blossoming of art and theater and poetry and song and architecture and science. I mean, it's sort of it's a little. I mean, there was a little bit of that in the '60s. There's a little bit of that now. Where it's just like there's amazing stuff happening, and one of the joys of being in class with a bunch of kids who were young enough to be my great grandchildren was to see just how wonderful they were, and they're smart, and they don't take it for granted. They're hardworking, and everything means a lot to them, and there's a seriousness about them, a greater seriousness about them that I think will save us all. And it's the problems that face the world, from climate change to racism, never go away, but they dwindle. You can squeeze those problems so that they're lesser and lesser, and it becomes the sad part is that the fewer people who are miserable, the more acute you feel you empathize, because they're the ones left out. But the world is becoming a kinder place, as Steve Pinker likes to point out. 100 years ago, 90% of the world was in abject poverty and illiterate. Today, it's 9%. The triumph is the change from 90% to 9%. The tragedy is the 9%. But we'll hope for the best, and it's coming. It's getting better.
Well, thank you, Robin, so much. Thank you.
My pleasure.
This and is there any truth to the rumor that you're going to do a blog called "Last in His Class at Harvard"?
I've been meaning to do that since I got in the fall. I haven't done it because the work was too hard. I couldn't get the learning. One of my classes was the ancient Greek language, and learning that at 74 is tough because your brain's not that sticky. So I found I had to relearn all the grammar and vocabulary, and every week, from the week before, and so it was tough. I had to postpone a few shows from the fall. And
maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Yeah, there'll be a lot of travel, and I'm going to go to Europe, and I hope this summer to see a bunch of my relatives in France and Spain and England and Holland, and do some more traveling here.
Well,
thank you, everybody.
Thank you for stopping off at the Greenwich Village Folk Fest. We're always welcome here.
Always.
And we have one more performer. Who could possibly follow Robin Batteau? Well, he's got a new record out. It just came out, I think, 4 days ago. And I think it's called From the Vaults, Volume 4, Duets with Friends. This guy is a cellist, a pianist, the acknowledged master of the diatonic harmonica. And he's also a composer. And when he was on the show last time, he did the most unbelievable version of Danny Boy just on harmonica by itself, that I had to post it just all by itself because I'd never heard anything like it. And I'm thrilled that he's back. He's based in the Chicago, Illinois area, and his name is Howard Levy.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Am I there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Christine. Well, I've been waiting a while to play. So here I am, and I'm going to start out with a tune written by these, not a tune, a medley of tunes written by these 4 young English lads with hair much shorter than mine, sometime in the 1960s. I think they influenced everybody, including the whole world. So here's a few tunes of theirs that I do my way. All right. Thank you. The next tune I'd like to play is something that I thought about because I knew that Edmar was going to be on the show, and the two of us had played a few concerts together with the great Cuban saxophone and clarinet player Paquito de Rivera, and I've played lots of Afro-Cuban and Brazilian music in my life and my career, and I wrote this tune with the great Brazilian pianist Manfredo Fest, and Paquito recorded it twice, and I also recorded it with the Flecktones. Lots of other artists all over the world have performed and recorded this piece, and it's called Seresta. Thank you very much. Yes, Seresta. Well, the next one, this mighty instrument here, there was an orchestra that asked me to play a harmonica concerto one time, and it was written, of course, all the ones that existed were written for the chromatic harmonica with the button on it. And I said to them, well, I don't play that instrument, but if you're interested, I could write one of my own on this instrument. And they said, we'll get back to you. And they did. So I had to write a concerto. And I did. And I ended up recording it with the Czech National Symphony in Prague. And I've performed it all over the world, probably about 40 times. And my orchestra is assembled here. They're invisible, but they're here. And so I'm going to play a kind of excerpts from the various movements of this piece in no particular order, but it makes sense to me. So this is parts of my concerto, and there's also a recording of it that I put out. So concerto for diatonic, harmonica, and orchestra.
Wow.
Cool.
Howard,
Thank you. I
Howard,
missed
Sunny
I missed the
Nicole,
orchestra.
hi.
Hey, Rob.
And
Hi,
I would
Sonny.
like to, for my birthday, would you please give me one encore?
I will give you an encore. And happy birthday, Sonny.
Thank you.
And I think I'm going to do this, which I need to look at as I sing.
You're cheating.
You know, whatever it takes. I'm saving my voice for this one.
Okay.
There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. And I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. And you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't feel the flowing of the time when I'm gone. All the pleasures of love will not be mine when I'm gone. My pen won't pour out a lyric line when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't breathe the bracing air when I'm gone. And I can't even worry about my cares when I'm gone. I won't be asked to do my share when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. And I can't even suffer from the pain when I'm gone. Can't say who's to blame, plays, or who's to blame when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone. And the evenings and the mornings will be one when I'm gone. I can't be singing louder than the guns when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. All my days won't be dances of delight when I'm gone. And the sands will be shifting from my sight when I'm gone. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. And I can't question how or who or when or why when I'm gone. I can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone. So I guess I have to do it while I'm here. There's no place in this earth where I belong when I'm gone. and I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. And you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it. I guess I'll have to do it. I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here.
Thank you. That's my favorite song. Thank you so much. What a present.
You're welcome. My honor.
Howard, that was insanely good as always.
My honor and my privilege.
Hi, Howard.
Hey, Rod.
Hey, Sonny.
You're welcome. Hey, son.
Howard, my missus says that you should wear a cape to illustrate your superpowers.
That's right.
She says you're an effing genius.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Sonny, happy birthday. That was a nice way to end up, huh?
A wonderful surprise. I didn't
Beautiful
expect
song.
that. Yes.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Can you play a G?
I can play a G.
How about I'll sing the first line? Somebody else take it from there. Or you sing the first line. Happy birthday to you. Annie.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Sonny.
Happy
We're going to have to try row, row, row your boat one of these times.
It's entirely possible. I'll get my oars. They're in the basement.
Howard, are you going out on the road anytime soon?
Well, I'm actually going to start performing in May, and I'm just chomping at the bit. I mean, it's just so crazy to not have performed in this long, except online, and it's a whole different trip. Obviously, I really miss getting up in front of audiences and be able to stand up and play, and with a band. And so my first gig is going to be May 6th at a beautiful little place in Evanston called Studio 5, and it's a 2-year. It's been postponed for 2 years to. Originally was the CD release gig for the Howard and Jethro album that I put out, a concert with myself and Jethro Burns from recorded in the 80s. And I put together a great little band for it, and we're just going to get together and play all the tunes that are on the record and probably a few more, old jazz and swing standards. And then later this summer, I'm going to play at the Big Harmonica Convention in Tulsa in early August. I'm sure I'll play some things in June and July, too. They're going to fill in, and I'm going to perform.
You have a new CD out, right?
What's that?
You have a new CD.
Yes, I do. I'm really proud of it. It's a new old CD. When you're sitting around, you discover all these things. I discovered these treasures in my attic, recorded in 1990, duets with some of my best musical buddies in Chicago at the time. There's 2 duets with harmonica and tabla, 2 with piano and congas, 1 with harmonica and bass, and then I added another one with a great pianist that I used to tour with named Anthony Molinaro. It's a tune that we wrote together. So there's 6 really intense duet tracks. 4 of them are free improvisations that sound like compositions. So I'm just really proud of it.
And what's it called? What's the name of the CD?
Well, I had this series called From the Vaults of old stuff that I had been sitting on for years. And this one is From the Vaults, Volume 4, Duets with Friends.
Can people find it? Is it on Amazon, places like that?
Oh, it's not on Amazon yet. Well, yeah, it probably is. Just look at levyland.com, and it's on
levyland.com.
It's streaming, and we have physical CDs for sale as well. And like I said, I'm just extremely proud of it. And thanks for asking about it. Putting out a record, it's a cathartic experience to. Especially for me these days, I'm mixing and mastering everything myself, and you really get into it in depth, and really hear what you did.
Well, Howard, every time I watch you play, I have this urge to take my harmonicas and go outside and melt them down. But it's great listening to you. For the folks who are hearing this conversation. Howard and I have actually been exchanging some stuff that we've mutually or separately written, I suppose quasi nonfiction fiction or whatever. Howard sent me a couple short stories that he wrote about your travails in New York, and the one where you went to, is it Jordan or Syria?
Yeah, Jordan and Syria, when I was touring with this
Crazy
Lebanese group
wild
there.
story about going there, and nothing, of course, was what it was supposed to be, and then they wouldn't let you leave, and everything else went down. Really interesting stuff. Your 3 chapters of what I presume is an ongoing memoir in progress of sorts.
Yes, I
was fortunate enough to read. Pretty cool.
I've written about 90 stories, and
Wow.
they're just about ready. But I'm also working on three other books about music. So it's anyone's guess when any of these things are going to come out. I did put out a book a few years ago called Songs, Poems, and Stories that has some stories in it, and all these poems that I wrote, and the lyrics for 12 tunes. And then when my wife kept pushing me, you got to do an audiobook. And so I realized I had to sing all those 12 tunes. And so that's its own album. And there are 12 tunes I wrote over a span of 45 years in all different styles, from the times that I was touring with Steve Goodman and John Prine through the Flecktones years, and all different kinds of stuff.
The second song you played, what's the title of it? The one you said a lot of people have recorded?
Oh, Seresta, Seresta.
ESTA. I actually recognized that one, as I recognized Robin's tune that Anne Murray covered, and I thought, wow, both times I had the same thought, wow, I've heard this song a lot of times and never realized you guys wrote those songs. Pretty amazing. Beautiful tune.
Thank you, man.
Well, Howard, it's always fantastic to hear you play, I gotta say, and because I come on last year, I get to say that to you this week, or this month, but phenomenal set as always, and wonderful to hear When I'm Gone. Kind of a unusual arrangement of it. How you doing there, Sonny? You having a good birthday party yet?
Yes. Past my bedtime, but
Well, actually, we're getting pretty late. We're gonna have to wrap up the stream, but let me take care of a couple official things to
No
say
after
before
party?
we do. Sorry?
No after party?
We're going to end the stream in a couple of minutes, and then we'll have a bit of a hang backstage
Awesome.
here. But that's going to be off stream. You folks at home, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Going back to the beginning of the show, we've heard tonight from Paul Kaplan, the Nields, Chuck Brodsky, Tret Fure, Edmar Castaneda. Wow, that was a wild set. Annie Wenz. Tom Prasado Rao, with always wonderful to hear a new TPR song, and never disappoints. Excellent work. Kristen Maxwell, thank you for joining us, Kirsten. Good to see you, and beautiful set. Robin, good stuff. We miss you down here.
I miss you too.
Nicole says, when are you coming back and visiting us again? And Howard Levy, wonderful as always, you folks. I want to say thanks to our webmaster Jerry Kornbluth, and web designer Andrea Klowski, and to Brandon O'Sullivan and Greg Greenway for the stellar sound. I watched the entire concert on my widescreen TV, and it sounded really excellent, flawless
Rod.
all the way through. Really
Rod,
beautiful.
can we just correct something so that people who are looking to see Kristen Maxwell, that they look in the right place? It's actually Kirsten, not Kristen.
I said that, Kirsten. I know it's Kirsten.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe I said it wrong.
Yes, it is Kirsten Maxwell. And I don't think Kirsten has an EP out, I think, of 4 songs. So if you find, I believe it's on some of the sites, SoundCloud and places like that, I believe, if you want to follow up on that. And that was Greg Greenway, you folks heard. Thank you, Greg and Brandon O'Sullivan, for the wonderful job on the sound. We'll be back the first Sunday night of May, which happens to be May 1st. And due to the somewhat historic significance of May 1st as a holiday of progressive ideas, I can tell you that some of the artists we have booked for the May show include Seth Gleer John McCutcheon, Small Potatoes, Joe Jenks, Emma's Revolution, Ken Perlman, a wonderful banjo interpreter, traditional scholar and performer, and a couple people that we can't announce yet. So that'll be the 1st of May. Come on back and see us. Same time, same places, 7 o'clock on May 1st. That's it for tonight. I'm going to say goodnight for everybody. Chris, Sonny, you want to say goodnight, and then we're going to end the stream and have a little bit of a after celebration backstage here. Good night, everybody. You folks at home, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Sonny, Chris?
Thanks, Rod, for all you do for this show. And thank everybody who said happy birthday to me. I feel very good.
Did we mention these other people that were that wrote in some time back?
You only read a
John
couple of them.
Yeah, John Stein of Hootenanny Radio said to wish Sonny a very happy and healthy birthday with lots of great music yet to come. Ken Batista from WYEP in Pittsburgh said, please pass along my best wishes to Sonny on her 85th. And if you folks can get WYEP, which, nowadays you can get almost anything anywhere with the internet, he is doing a special tribute program tonight, I guess, sometime today, probably archived on WYEP in Pittsburgh, of Phil's music in honor of the anniversary of Phil's passing, which I believe is April 9th. April 9th, I thought it was. Yes, and also Susan Forbes Hansen from WHUS in Storrs, Connecticut, who right now is probably watching the UConn women's basketball team tear it up. But Susan, longtime friend, she says, Sonny, happy birthday from your only slightly younger sister at the mic. Keep inspiring us. So all the DJs out there have been writing in and saying hi. And Sonny, we love you. I hope we have you around for another 85 years.
Oh, please.
Oh, and you got your cupcake.
Yes.
Great.
My neighbor, my dear neighbor.
Even in the woods, there's friendly delivery if you really think about it. Well, good night, you folks at home. Thanks very much. Oh, let's mention one more time, if you can afford to contribute something to the artists for tonight's show, please do. We like to distribute it to the artists, and whatever venue you're watching this on, Facebook, YouTube, the Greenwich Village Folk Festival.org site, there is a link somewhere not too hard to find where you can make a donation, and the vast majority of it will go to the musicians. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks to our wonderful cast of musicians tonight for another fantastic concert. Really awesome how much just great music there is out there. I was watching this show tonight and thinking that we ought to do some kind of a best of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival show in which the people who have watched a lot of these shows write in and tell us what they think were the most memorable moments, and then we'll bring some of those back. So that's just an idea to throw out there, but for now we're going to have to say goodnight to you folks at home. And so feel free to write us. You can find us on our website. You can find us on Facebook. You can comment on YouTube. You can probably find us very easily. Please let us know what you think are your favorite moments from these concerts. Good night, everybody, and to our fellow artists, please hang out for a few minutes and let us all say good night and wish Sonny one more happy birthday. Chris, Sonny, great job at the mics. Thank you both, and good night, everybody. We're going to go ahead and cut the stream here.